I'm Merida Dombroch. You might recognise me because I had a movie with Disney a few years back. If you hear any noise in the background, it's just my wee brothers playing around. I had to babysit them today. Of all days, my mother and father is out visiting some other clan. I hope they're not trying to get me married again, but well, you never know. Ithrenniel asked me to come over and film a video on her channel, and he thought, why not? Could be fun. So now I'm sitting here, and today I'm gonna read some fan fiction. I'm gonna read some fan fiction about myself. It's gonna be really interesting seeing what people have written about me. So without further ado, let's get on with it. I haven't read any of these beforehand, so you're gonna get my real first impression and reaction to these fanfics. Let's read this one. It's called Fierce. Chapter 1. The bagpipes played furiously, almost in joy, as Merida quickly fixed her royal blue gown. Today would be the day of Merida's coronation as Queen of the Dombroch. Years ago, Merida wouldn't have been able to be queen unless she had a husband, but after one spell gone wrong, Merida was given a chance to make her own decision. I like that. Unfortunately for the other clan members, 3 of the former prospective suitors that her parents had both hoped she would choose from now want the throne. Unfortunately, none of them would ever attain that goal, because aside from them and Merida, there would be another. Merida didn't know that, but soon she would find out. So either I'm going to have another suitor, or someone will try to steal my throne. Today was the day of Merida's coronation, and for the young would-be queen, she was nervous. Her father Fergus and her mother Eleanor decided that now would be the best time for them to step down for a new leader to rule over Dombroch. This would be the perfect opportunity for Merida to prove herself as a leader of her people. There was just one problem for Merida. She was a woman, not a man. I wouldn't really see that as a problem though, but the door soon opened and Merida took a deep breath and walked down the aisle as her parents stood and waited for her by the throne. Merida has come a long way since the curses that she helped accidentally cast upon her poor mother in hopes of helping her see that Merida deserves more than being a traditional formal queen. It took a lot just to get Eleanor to see that she's been wrong about everything. Not everything, but Merida's father Fergus was ready to give Merida the throne because she deserves it. She's not the same 14-year-old girl she once was, being reckless, stubborn and fireball, though she's still a fireball and stubborn. Yeah, but she'd matured. Her curly red hair was now settled into softer curls. Do you see this? This is not really softer curls, but okay. Cascading down her back, no, there is no cascading with my hair, no. And her bright blue-green eyes have now darkened. She was quite a looker, that's for sure, but she was still a free spirit and a fireball, that's for sure. As she reached her parents, Merida courtesied, then took her father's outstretched hand as she climbed upon the throne. Once Merida sat down, her father motioned for her mother to bring the crown to him as he turned to the guests. Today is the day that we've crowned my beloved daughter, Princess Merida, as Queen of Dombroch. The entire room cheered, well, almost, as Eleanor gave her daughter a knowing smile before handing her husband the crown. He lifted it up in the air as he said, "By the grace and power of God, I now dub thee my daughter, Queen Merida of Dombroch." Just as he was about to place it on Merida's head, the torches that were once lit up all across the throne room had become extinguished. Some of the guests let out gasps and cries, while some of the men grabbed their weapons, ready to battle. Well, that is really like them. Just grab your weapons as soon as something happens. The door soon swung open, and a man wearing nothing but black armor walked into the room. Practically half of the women swooned over the mysterious knight. Would they really do that? I mean, this is the unknown stranger just walking into the room while the lights had gone out. Would they really swoon over him then? I'm not so sure they would. Anyway, other knights and young men in kilts followed behind him, while some moved up from above, holding crossbows and balls with chains. The others had swords and their own bows and arrows. Merida moved to confront them, but her mother held her back while her father stretched out a hand to protect his family. Merida's younger brothers joined her and their mother as they watched their father confront the trespasser. "Who are you? What are you doing in my kingdom?" said my father. "I've come to collect something of much value," said the knight. "Whatever you want, you'll have to take it up with me," said my father. "It's not you that I want, Fergus," the Black Knight replied, then pointed his finger towards Merida. "She is what I want." This doesn't sound very good, eh? Eleanor pulled Merida closer to her as Fergus' anger had worsened. "You want my daughter? Like hell you will. If you want my daughter, you'll have to feed me and all of me men and allies," said my father then. The Black Knight chuckled under his helmet and replied, "If it's a fight you want, then it's a fight you'll get." The next thing they knew, utter chaos had ensued. Men had started attacking one another left and right, while the women and some of the children had started to escape. Merida didn't notice her mother and brothers were fleeing to safety and didn't hear them calling out for her. Grabbing a sword by the throne where she would have been crowned queen, Merida joined her father and allies in the fight. She was going to give up on her people, and she refused to do so. That sounds like me. As she fought many of the trespassers left and right, the Black Knight took notice of the young princess, and already he was intrigued. Well, the reason he came here was for me, right? So he wasn't really intrigued in this instant, right? She was a beautiful woman for sure, but she was also a fighter, had a backbone and rather stick it out than run like the wind. She didn't know his real purpose for wanting her, but she will one day. I don't want to find out. Soon, Merida and the Black Knight came face to face, with Merida already in fighting stance. "So, you've come for me? Well, aren't you going to fight me?" Under the mask, Merida didn't know that he was smiling at the bold princess, and he replied, "Why fight a woman? 'Tis not worthy to fight a woman, and you and I both know who will win the fight." I hate this guy! How can you say that? Seriously, a woman can fight as well as any man. This is not what I'm saying in the story, this is what I'm saying now. Oh, I hate this character so much. I hope he doesn't win. "Do we now?" she said, not noticing that one of the Black Knight's closest friends and ally was standing behind her, holding a cloth with some sort of herbal musk that would knock the poor princess out. She wasn't the only one who knew a witch, that's for sure. I don't really know a witch, I only visited her that one time, so I wouldn't say that I know her. Don't go and meddle with witches. Witches are dangerous, okay? I know for sure that would be me, since a man would never hurt a lady. That's not really something I would say, because if I'm going to fight you, you'll win. I want it to be a fair fight. That may be, but I have my own tricks, princess. Before Merida could say anything, the man came up from behind her, the cloth covering her mouth and nose. She had fought against a strong man as hard as she could, but the smell was too much for her. Her eyes started to close and her body became limp. Like that, I suppose. The Black Knight then lifted Merida into his arms, carrying her out the doors. Soon enough, the men serving the Black Knight quickly retreated, and Fergus and his allies cheered in glory. What Fergus didn't realise was that when the other went to follow the leader outside, Merida was already taken prisoner. I think I'm gonna end it there on a cliffhanger. If you want to know what happens to me in this story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to this channel, and why not write a comment down below what you thought about this video. I'm sure that ithrenniel really wants to know if you like this concept, if you want me to come back, because if you do want me to come back, I will come back and tell the rest of this story. See you later.